we're just connecting here with the YouTube, so bear with me a second here. So hope everybody's doing great. It's been really hot and humid here lately in Illinois, so okay, there we go. All right, let me get back up my Zoom screen here. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is, even before we start here, I'm going to put my email address here in the chat. It's rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. So if you have any questions about what I'm sharing, you can just send me an email directly there, and I will get back to you as quickly as possible. Like I said, I'm going to try and keep this short tonight, just a shorter presentation, just give you the nuts and bolts and share some really good information with you and stuff that I guarantee you most of you do not know about gold and silver. And then also I'm going to put down here a website that you can go to afterwards if you want to, just to kind of get a 10,000 foot overview of what I am sharing tonight. So, okay. There we go. All right. So we're all set. Okay. So I've got a PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to share with you, but it's, oops, wrong screen. Here we go. But at the same time, like I said, I'm going to make this short. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. Can you share? Show menus. See, there we go. All right. So we're good to go here. Okay. So how to save in the form of gold and silver starting today. Now, the reason why I put this presentation together is something that was shared with me back in December of last year. And when the information was shared with me, you know, I had always, you know, a lot of people know that they should save in the form of precious metals, or in this case, specifically silver and gold, but they're not quite sure how to go about doing it. And what I found is that in most cases, like anything in life, if you don't know how to do something, you pretty much don't do anything, because if somebody doesn't show you exactly how to do something, you just don't know how to do it. So you just go about doing things the way you normally do. But what's really important about this is like really the most overlooked and simple technique to building wealth and growing your income. And this is something that it's one of the secrets that the wealthy have always used, and it's something that you know, all wealthy generational families have had, like multiple streams of income where they're not just they're saving and investing in different things, but the one common thing that all wealthy families have done, and it's carried their wealth generationally, is saved in the form of precious metals, in this case gold and silver. So it's something that's very important to understand, and you know, basically how you can actually start doing that yourself today. And this is something that with what I'm sharing, it's regardless of your income. If you're making minimum wage, or you're making like $15,000 a year or $150,000 a year, this is something that you can do. It's something that every single person can do. And that's what's really exciting about it. It's not where you have to pay somebody to do it for you. You can all do it yourself. And that's what kind of really attracted me to this. Is it's, you know, for one, it's something I can handle myself, and it's very easy to do with a step-by-step process. But then also at the same time, it's something that, you know, I can start building generational wealth for my family. And it's something that over the course of time, that's what, you know, it's called generational wealth, because it's something that, you know, you follow a certain process and it builds up over time. And it's like a lot of times it's kind of hard to grasp that concept nowadays, with everything on the internet being like instant riches and instant luxury, especially like on Instagram. Of course, probably 90% of those people don't even own or do what they actually say they do. But in this case here, it is something that you do have to work at. And it's not like an instantaneous process. But what's really nice about what I'm going to be showing you here this evening is, hang on, let me get my bar out of the way. There we go. Is what are the benefits in saving the form of gold and silver? Okay, it's like I'm going to share with you how you can save, who you can trust, because there's a lot of companies out there that do offer you the opportunity to save in the form of gold and silver, or to purchase it. But a lot of the one thing I want to point out real quick too is the key is knowing what types of gold and silver to save in, because there's actually 5 different types of buyer classifications, and I'm not going to get into that now. I'll have a free ebook that you can download below the video if you want to take a look at that. That's totally free. You don't have to worry. You don't have to pay anything, no credit card or anything. But it'll actually show you what types. There are 5 different types of buyers, and depending on what type, you know, why you're saving or purchasing gold and silver, it'll show you, you know, what types that you would want to purchase. Because a lot of people say, well, I already have gold. You know, I have gold jewelry, and, you know, I have silver and that. But that's not really the right form of precious metals to save in, because usually anytime you buy like jewelry or like diamonds or rings or anything like that, there's at least a 300% markup on the product itself. So like in case in point real quick is back in the early 90s, I had bought an engagement ring and I had spent over $3,000 for it. And, and it was actually one from Rogers and Hollins. And, when about 10 years back when gold spiked real high, I thought, well, I the relationship didn't work out. So I have this ring sitting there. So I'm going to go try and sell it. Well, I went to, I don't know, like 7 or 8 different places. And I even went back to Rogers and Hollins. And the most anybody would offer me for that $3,000 ring was like $278, $279. And even Rogers and Hollins are like, you know what, there's you're paying for the markup. It's not really worth that. And so that's where a lot of people that they have the jewelry in that, yeah, it's gold and silver and it does have some value, but it doesn't have the value that you really want. That's going to build that generational wealth. Okay. So that's just kind of one thing I want to point out too. But I'm also going to share with you how, if you're getting a good deal, how can you afford to purchase gold and silver, and even if you're on a tight budget. And I'll share with you some points on the fact that gold and silver and precious metals can really build true generational wealth. And I'll point out a couple quick points of why your financial institutions and your financial advisors they don't want you to know about the information that I'm sharing with you. I'll be pointing that out too. And also how you can start today. And like I said, I have a real special opportunity here, where if you're located in one of these 7 countries I have listed here, the United States, Canada, Australia, Ireland, UK, New Zealand, or Singapore, I have an opportunity where you can actually, not only can you save in the form of gold and silver, but in the process you can earn passively. And so it's a really nice kind of it's an added benefit to actually having the ability to build generational wealth on your own. So I'll be sharing that with you here tonight as well. So who is this for? It's for anybody who understands the importance of saving in the form of gold and silver, but they're not quite sure how to go about doing it. It's for those who are looking for other options to save and control how much and how often they save. And that's also for what I think is really good. It's for people who have a job, but there's no 401k. Like there's a lot of corporations, companies out there that offer that as a benefit to their employees. And that is really, I highly encourage everybody, if their company is offering that, take advantage of it. Because, that's something where you can, you have X amount, you take it out of your check, and you have it split up or diversified into different types of investments, and it grows for you behind the scenes, and you don't even realize the money's gone because it's taken out of your paycheck before you even get your pay. So it's just working on it, on the sidelines behind you there while you're just going about your daily living. But that's something that's really nice to take advantage of, especially those companies that have like stock splits. And a lot of times the companies they match a certain percentage that you put in. So that's really a good asset to have, is the 401k. So if you have that, I highly encourage that. But this is something that you can do in addition to that. Okay. And so it's something that just to keep in mind, because there's a lot of smaller companies that can't afford to offer that to their employees, because they're not big enough. They don't have the capacity to do that. So this is like, if you were even a small business owner and you wanted to offer your employees an opportunity to do this, I would highly encourage them to take advantage of it. Okay. Because it's something that, as you see in the presentation, it'll show you how you can do that yourself. Okay. It's also for those who are looking for, they have a son or a granddaughter, or son or a daughter, or granddaughter, or grandson that, they want to go to school, but you're not quite sure how you're going to, start saving towards that. This is another option for you to look into. Okay. And it's also for those who look to put a little, a nice nest egg on the side, and, have money for down the road or something, a little bit extra where it's growing and building for them. Okay. And it's also, like I said, I had this opportunity where it's someone who's looking to earn an additional income. So this is the fact where you can actually save in the form of gold and silver. And at the same time, pretty much just by sharing the opportunity, you can earn passively. Okay, so now I'll explain that here a little bit. And like I said, that's for also for those who are just wondering what their options are. And one thing that I wanted to point out too is this is something that's a good education if you have kids that are in junior high school, and you want to kind of share some information with them about why it's important to save in the form of precious metals or gold and silver. I have a short video that I'm going to share with you, and in that video, there's a really good comparisons, are black and white comparisons as to why gold and silver has retained its purchasing powers over the years versus the the US dollar, which is always declining, you know, because you got the fiat currency where, because regular paper money isn't backed by anything anymore. So this is something that this is be a good education for them as well. Okay. And before we go ahead and start the video, in order to qualify for the drawing, I have a weekly drawing and also a monthly drawing. The weekly drawing is a cash prize, and this week we have it at 50 again. So like in order to qualify for the drawing for this week, and then also for the monthly at the same time, so you don't only have to do this once, is send me an email at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org, and just let me know what your biggest takeaway is from this presentation. Now this is just from me to you, for you taking the time to share you're taking your time to share your evening with me. And I just, if you can just give me a little bit of feedback, what you liked about the presentation or what you didn't like, or just what your biggest takeaway is. So send me an email. Be sure you put your name on there, and then a way to get a hold of you, and then also that'll qualify you for the weekly drawing and then also the monthly drawing. Okay, so the weekly drawing is the 50 cash, and then the monthly drawing, I have a really high rare collectible that one person will be lucky enough to receive. So just something from me to you. Okay, so what I want to do here now is real quick, I'm gonna bring in a gentleman by the name of Zach Davis. He's the co-founder of this company called 7K, and this was something, when this presentation was shown to me, or when I saw this last December, I had a lot of big aha moments where it's like, I mean, I always knew that it was important to save in the form of silver and gold, but as far as to what extent, or when you see these examples of side-by-side comparisons to how it's maintained its purchasing value and then some, it's really eye-opening. So I hope you enjoy this presentation. I'm going to be here watching it with you. So again, this is Zach Davis. He's one of the co-founders of 7K. And the reason why I'm bringing this on here is he does have a very, very nice presentation. He's going to touch a little bit upon the offer that I want to share with everybody on how you can earn passively. So just pay close attention, and I'll be on to talk to you after the video.
Welcome to 7K. Are you working harder for more money? But it just doesn't seem to go as far. Well, it's not just you. Other costs and added financial pressure stay at kind of fear, uncertainty, and doubt every scale. In fact, as of May 2017, did you know that 44% of Americans said they could not cover a person's loan? Such a good guess. So what's happening? What's in the numbers? Look at this chart. In 1913, the Federal Reserve was created, and this happened. $1 was worth $1 spending time. But in 2013, the dollar was only worth about 5 cents. That's about a 96% of the spending power of the dollar since 1900. Here's how it shakes out in real life. This is the everyday price index. This measures inflation for everyday spending in 2 different categories. So this is way expensive to eat. Healthcare costs for education. Urban renters, 58.1%. Retired people, 61%. Look at this for young families. Start family. Own a home, 78.3%. Look at these numbers. These are things that you have to have on a daily basis. Even for a home costs 4% more. 2018, 59% increase to retail. Grandchildren, 51% up 7% in the same time. Actually increases. Gold and silver is one of the government they are the largest holders of gold in the world. What did you buy today? Silver. Check this out. Go to the grocery store and you want to buy a jar. In 2019, 1 ounce of silver will get you gallons of milk. 95% reduction in spending power. Take this example: 2,500 ounces of silver or $2,500 would buy you one Ford Mustang in 1960. If you took 2,500 you're not walking around with you're able to get down payment. And look what happens today in 2020. You could actually purchase two. Here's a great example of purchasing power. $10,000 put into a home would have turned into roughly $85,000. That's a pretty good return. With the same $10,000 put into a home, $528,250. Huge difference. Questions after seeing those statistics. But why the truth is, they don't want you to know. They want you to think it's not important to you to see. So we're going to show you how to use the secrets for wealthy life. 70 founders on this, plus years of successful business experience. They have changed multiple industries. They have a passion for helping the average person. It is worth $2 billion. They have shared abilities but unique strengths to achieve the success. We created 7K because we genuinely want to take the lives of people. We have watched way too many of our friends. We started this company. But here's some of the questions that we ask when we send money. Where should I buy it? Who can I trust? What should I buy? How will I find small quantities and how to get more? So we've created a membership to solve many of the problems the average person like you. One of the very first member benefits pricing in gold and silver gold. Here's how the process works. Investments create coins. They sell those coins to a dealer. And then we sell those coins directly to you. No one else. This was just the beginning. We need to stop there. But first, question back. What should you buy? To answer that question, we created a buyer certification program. Why? Because we already made all these things so that you don't have to. This expert training helps you identify what kind of how well will always use their money. The key factor to protect. What's the value of NSF and correct? Why governments are largest biggest suppliers? Here's the 5 reasons. Educates for government decisions. Wealth accumulation, wealth protection, portfolio diversification, certainly is my favorite is coin collecting. But we all made a $1.2 million mistake. You know that you have purchased every month since 1986. It would cost you roughly 40 or 50 pounds. Seems like quite a bit of money. But over time, it's really not compared to today's value. It would be worth 1.2 million.
So I want to, pardon me, I want to stop this here for a moment. Just so we're talking about an MS-70 silver coin that looks like this, okay? And you know, you look at these numbers here. So it's a 1 ounce silver coin. So it's got a face value of $1. Okay. And in this case here in 2012, one of them was worth $150. Okay. Which isn't too bad. Okay. But then here, this one of these in 1996 is worth $6,000 itself. And there was another one in 1999 because it was one of those transition years between the centuries. That one of those coins was worth $19,000. So you have a 1 ounce silver coin, and it was worth $19,000. You can't beat those returns on anything. So I just kind of wanted to point that out there, just in case you didn't see that graphic there. Okay, so sorry about the interruption, but yeah, it's just amazing when you see that one coin is worth that much. So it's kind of something to keep in mind when we're talking about coin collecting here, like he's mentioning.
So we don't go down and purchase those coins. So we needed a vehicle that doesn't require this to collect coins. And that's why we created that. So we gathered a team of world-class experts and select collectible coins. World-class coins and essential for every single. What do you consider? Saving is on two different options that you have for the auto silver coin. First is the basic. We send a 7K exclusive collection and 7 silver reader, which can have 7 related and a 7 silver reader. We run different labeled series like the US 15 State series for this. This often features the steady as she goes notes. This will be specialty option, gold and rare silver collectible coin. These coins this option, we'll get a mix of both. Of course, once we secured our story of collection, we will story of collection every month you buy. These private vaults are so insured by security, inventory management, electronic visibility, and I said before. Perhaps one of the most exciting things that we've done here at 7K as a member bank is created what we call satement. It's the new age of touchless metals. Store it, trade it. So, here's how it works. You can take cash and easily convert your with the same goal. Silver. Transfers instantly send gold, silver, or cash numbers for free. You can also take gold or silver straight. Trust your metals to be shipped. Freedom. Good deals and love. As a member here, one of the other benefits is our setting. This program is helping you with 800 different ways to save. Exclusive offers on travel, local restaurants, wherever you are, everyday services that you all and live in the largest community. Save where you have to spend, so you can spend more. 7K getaways. Gold and silver are essential. Trips, you will never expand. We're one of our customers. In our 17 American, we're on to 400. Because 7K getaways. We have places. Remember, as of May 2017, 44% of Americans said they could not cover. So owning gold and silver is great. If you don't have the money to invest, it can be very. So if you're at 7K, you take away your share. Every time you share it with somebody else, you get points. So when you purchase your membership, it creates a spot in the chart. You have the opportunity to go to 2. Every time you get 5% less than 500%, it generates a. Let me show you multiple ways. Membership and rewards. Monthly offer saver program. Where can you sell every time you or the monthly auto saver coins order and share it with them or associate on your team, you can rent that. 3,500. $7,000. An executive goal, $10,000. Residential goal, $12,000. There are a ton of benefits here. Here are some residual income saver program. The Advantage Rewards program, where you can travel the world and 7K limit with San Marino. 1099 tax law. Full back IRA. 7K healthcare program. Here are the 2 ways that you can get involved. Standard membership includes the buyer certification training. Member direct pricing and annual no minimum. The Advantage Rewards program. Free technology credit. Access to exclusive low voltage growth. 1 grade silver coin. Premium. Buyer certification, collective training, member direct pricing and annual. Instead of 3, you get 12 technology. You get access to exclusive low voltage growth. You get 170 silver coins, 1 silver billion coins, 10 business cards, 4 life strategy books, and it's unbelievable.
Okay, so Zach did a really nice job. Oops, wrong way. Oops, here we go. He did a really nice job of explaining kind of the history of what I thought was really important was the examples of comparing the silver and gold from 1965 till now. And the one that really kind of stood out in my head, I mean, yeah, the $10,000 invested in a house, it will give you a return of around $85,000, which is a good return out of 10,000. But if you would have put that 10,000 into gold back in 1965, you're looking at well over $500,000 today. So that was like pretty eye opening for the gold, which I kind of expected that, but when he showed the example of the silver, that's one that really floored me. Is the $2,500 back in 1965 buying a brand new Ford Mustang. But if you took that same exact $2,500 into a dealer today, you're looking at a down payment and then another 4 or 5 years of paying off the car. Whereas if you took 2,500 1-ounce silver coins into a dealer, which was, at that time back in 1965, that's what would pay for the Ford Mustang. But if you took 2,500 1-ounce silver coins into a dealer, you'd be able to walk out with 2 brand new Ford Mustangs. So that was like the really huge eye-opening thing there. And then also he shared that $1.2 million mistake, which I kind of touched on. But in case if you're not familiar with grading or collectibles or coins and that, and one thing I want to point out with it, and they make reference to that, and the reason why it is important to as far as to look at saving in the form of a collectible is because back when they put when they put the rules in place as to what people had to report on their taxes for like gains or investment where they had gains on your 1099B form, they were very specific as to what forms of gold and silver, and platinum and all that you would have to report. Well, collectibles in this case here, like this MS-70 graded coin, that was not one of the ones that they specified. So basically, if that person who put together that $1.2 million collection, if they went ahead and liquidated that, so they would have to, um, claim the money as far as what they invested in it, the $40,000 to $50,000, but they're really realistically looking at a $1,150,000 gain that they would not have to report. Okay, so that's something to kind of think of mind, keep in mind when you're looking at this, because a lot of people that I mentioned this to is like, well, why would I want to save in the form of a silver, a collectible? Well, that's the reason why, because there's a tax advantage to it, but also keep in mind too, 7K, they have a lot of really unique and nice collectible coins that are all graded, but they also do have bullion and bars and stuff that you can get that is not actually in the collectible state like this. So that's something, but this is one of the things that with the autosaver, that's why they have it set up like that. Like I said before at the beginning, if you have a 401k plan, definitely take advantage of this. But I would like to attribute this whole what I'm sharing with you here today as your own personal 401k plan in the form of silver and gold. Okay, so it's something that you're controlling. You could just do it, and that's why they created the autosavers to have it kind of similar to like a 401k. So you could pick one thing, your autosaver, whatever you want, the basic or the there's three different types of autosavers that you can get, but you could actually pick which one you want, and then just once a month they send you an email and say, okay, hey, we charged your credit card or your debited your bank account or your bank card, whatever you put in the system there, and you get a receipt. And then the next, within 24 hours, you'll get an email with the tracking number for your collectible, depending on which one you got. And then like here in Illinois, since I've been doing this since December, I've always received everything within 2 days. So in like 2 days later, FedEx is delivering it. They track everything and you're good to go. So it's, for one, don't look at it as in the form of that you're having to pay for something. You're actually saving and investing in your future. And this is something, a really big asset to silver and gold is actually when you physically own it. Okay, it's not like where you're dealing with stocks or what are the ETFs, I think is what they're called. But it's something when you physically own it, that is actually even more important, because like if you're dealing with it on the stock market and that you don't physically have it in your hand, so other people could technically have claims to that, even though you have the shares or whatever. But in this case here, when you physically own it, that is even more valuable. Okay, so that's something just kind of to think in mind too. But in this case here, you're saving X amount, and yet it's because like if you have money in the bank account, a savings account gives you less than 1% interest rate, so it's pretty much not doing anything for you. But in this case here, you're not only getting the silver or gold, depending on what you go with, but it's actually going to something that's going to grow in wealth a lot, over the course of time. It's going to build that generational wealth. Okay, and so that's just kind of something to keep in mind. And then real quick about, if you're not familiar with grading, okay, so this case here, this is an MS-70 2020 US State Series Utah coin. Okay, and basically what is NGC is the Numismatic Grading Corporation. They're one of the top 2 grading companies in the world. And in this case here, when they grade something, they serial number it and put a barcode on it. And this one here is an MS-70. So what that means is that it's a perfect coin. You cannot get a better grade than an MS-70. Okay, and so in this case here, in order to get it out of here, this is encased in a hard plastic. And in order to get it out of here, it's sealed. So you'd have to bust it out of there, but you wouldn't want to do that because then it's going to not be in the pristine, perfectly graded shape. And what's important about this versus like raw coins is that like if you took, silver coins or whatever, or gold coins into a coin shop or even one of those places that, buys gold and silver, they're not going to give you, they're going to give you quite a bit of the value of the coin or whatever it is. But if you walked in there with an MS70 graded coin, they know that that's a perfectly graded coin and that it's going to, you know, command top dollar as far as a trade-in or a value. So that's something to keep in mind too. But, and then also, if you were to grade coins or have them done on yourself, it's like, well, I can do them myself. Well, in order to have NGC has a membership fee, it's $25. And then to have at least one coin graded, it's $35 per coin. So you don't, you could, it's going to cost you for, like, say, if you just started to do this, it would cost you $60 right out of the gate, but you don't know if it's going to come back in MS70 or what the grade's going to be. So that's one thing that with what 7K is doing is they're doing all that legwork for us. Okay, it's something where they're you know, like this, he explained where it goes from the mint to the dealer, and then 7K comes in and then buys it. So with the pricing that they're getting it from the dealer, that's what they're sharing with us at. Okay, and so but they're doing the legwork as far as having it graded, sending it to NGC, and then having them come back, and that's where they even on theirs they even have their own label. So it's the 7K label. So this is one that you know it's something that they physically handled themselves. Okay, so that's something just kind of a little bit background on the graded portion of it. But before I'm going to wrap this up here in like 5 minutes, believe it or not. Okay, so real quick about 7K, and you know, I'm going to share the opportunity, that my special opportunity with you tonight. But a little bit more about 7K real quick in case you never heard of them. They are they're located in Idaho Falls, Idaho. So they actually have a physical building. It's not like a lot of stuff you hear online. It's like there's, you know, this company or this company, but there's no, it's like a virtual company. It's not an actual building or a place you can walk into. But if you were in Idaho Falls, Idaho, you could actually walk in their front door and transact with them there. So they are regular, they have a regular building and everything, a regular business. They have a website, they have a phone number you can contact them with. They have chat support, which since day one, since I've been with them, anytime I've had any questions whatsoever, they're right on the spot. They do a real nice job with that. They have an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, which is excellent. And of course, out of 40 customer reviews, they had a 4.5 out of 5-star rating, which that is very good. But to me personally, whenever I look at a company, and I encourage everybody to do this for anything that you do online, always double check with the Better Business Bureau. It only takes you a couple minutes. But what I always look at is the customer complaints. And because, you know, sometimes with people, I've seen people say, oh, everything is excellent, you know, not in say, you know, certain companies say, oh, everything's excellent. And then they give it 2 stars. And it's like, well, if everything was excellent, why did you give it 2 stars? Or people that just forget to put the stars down. So I don't know. I don't always usually look at, I mean, it's nice, but what I look at is the customer complaints. And since they've been in business, they've had 0. So that's just phenomenal. Okay. And just real quick, a little bit more about the owners. The founders of 7K, Zach Davis is who shared the presentation with us. There's Roger Ball and Josh Anderson. And in case you're wondering if the name Roger Ball looks familiar to you, that's in the presentation, Zach referred to a gentleman that one of the owners that had created a $2 billion company, and that's Roger Ball. He's the founder of Melaleuca, which is a company that, you know, here in the United States, it's been in business for like over 2 decades, and they're still going strong. So that just shows you the core quality people that they have that created the company. And when they created this, it's like they want, you know, like Zach was saying, you know, they saw that too many people were not, you know, having trouble keeping their head above water and struggling, always having trouble with money. Well, they got together, they figured, you know, what's the best way that we can make it so that the average everyday person, regardless of your background or, you know, your whether you're born in a poor family, middle class, rich, whatever the case is, what could we do to make it easy so that everybody could have the opportunity to form and save, you know, save in the form of gold and silver? And that's where they came up with their autosaver thing, so they could offer, you know, a quality silver and gold, depending on what you get, and do it so that people can do it on a monthly basis. So that was why they did it. It's like, you know, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do an autosaver program, and then to kind of make it even better, and this is what I want to share with you here tonight, is the opportunity for people to earn passively in the process. And there's one video that I had but I don't want this to go too long, so I'm not going to show it. And I can actually reach out to you, and we can do that separate on a separate Zoom, or even, you know, I can email you something as well. But like when you go to a restaurant and you have good food there, whatever, and you go out and you tell friends or families, hey, the food over there is great, you know, you should check it out. If they go and eat there, does the restaurant owner give you anything for it? No. Or if you see a movie and you recommend it to friends and family, and they go there and watch the movie, do they reward you for it? No. So it's kind of like they thought it's like, what could we do for people sharing this opportunity? So what they decided to do is that's where they have their, excuse me, the opportunity where you can actually earn passively just by sharing it. Okay, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Oops, I'm keep going the wrong way here. Hang on a second. Okay, so what I wanted to share with you, because you know, he showed you the rank ups for, you know, associate all the way up to presidential gold. Okay, where you can actually earn passively from $500 a week, and now this is per week, it's not per month, and it's something that they do pay out weekly. Okay, so at the Saturday night at 11:59 Mountain Standard Time, they cycle the points, and basically if you have at least 2 referrals, one on your left and one on your right, and you have 500 points on each side, they'll issue you a check for $500. Okay, so and the points come from referring people with memberships, and then whenever they make an autosaver purchase or a purchase where there's points related to the purchase, those actually get credited to you. So hang on a second, I'm about ready to start having a coughing fit. Okay, sorry about that. So in order to actually rank up all the way to presidential gold, they created with their compensation plan. It's a pay it forward plan. That's the way I like to say it. It's not, you know, where you're not just earning commissions, you're actually sharing an opportunity where you're sharing the ability for everybody to start building their own generational wealth. They actually start saving in the physical form of silver and gold, which is really a great asset. And but also at the same time, in order for you to rank up, you have to work together as a team. Okay, so and that's what I wanted to offer everybody here tonight, because when unfortunately when this was brought up to me back in December, the person that brought it up to me did not really go through the training for 7K, and so they've never even reached out to me. Okay, so it's like it's kind of disappointing, but in order to actually have success and build up and rank, and you have to work together as a team. That's what I wanted to do, is to offer you the opportunity to work with me together as a team. So it's not my team, it's not your team, it's our team. Okay, it's something where we're going to help each other, because in order for you to have success or for me to have success, we need to work together. So like I said, in this case here, in order to qualify for the associate, you have to have at least 2 referrals, one on your left and one on your right. So what I want to do is offer that opportunity to you to work together as a team. Now, if you're shy or something and you don't want to share this opportunity with other people, I can understand that too. Just let me know when you reach out to me, and you know, that's fine. Okay, and some people just want to do it from the standpoint of they like silver and gold, or they're a coin collector, you know. So then you can do that. Or if it's something where if you just wanted to start stacking it, they call it stacking, because the coins, when you get more than one or whatever, you can stack them together real nice like that. Okay, so they call it stacking. So if you just wanted to save in it and, you know, not ever, you know, worry about getting a compensation for it, that's fine too. Just let me know when we get in touch here. But also by default, if this is done correctly, as us working together as a team, at some point you will indirectly get the points to actually qualify for a passive income. So it's something to think about. Okay, but what I would like you to do, you can, if you just want to go ahead and you can either just go straight to this www.7kmetals.com/rickf, and there's like 3 short videos on the homepage. That's what also the website I put in the chat. But then it'll say it sounds good, I'm in, and you hit that button, and then it'll say who referred you. But because it was me, rickf, you would just go ahead and put that in if it asks you that, and then you'd be able to create your membership. But to work together as a team, what I would like to do is have you email me direct and send me an email to rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. Put your phone number and your best email address, and then also your address in there, because I'm putting together a nice little welcome package for everybody that's on our team. That's just something from me to you guys to thank you for wanting to work together. That's just something personal from me. It has nothing to do with 7K. But so if you put your address in there, I will. I'm waiting for one thing to come in still. And once I get that, I'd send it out. So regardless of which country you're in, I would still send it out to you. Okay. But so when you send me that, your email address, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a link. And at the same time, when I send you the link, I'm going to put my phone number in there too. That way you can, and the phone number is just so we can have a way of like texting or communicating. Like if something came up where you had questions or something, and you're talking to somebody about something and you wanted a little bit of insight or needed a little help or whatever, and you could reach out to me and I'd be able to help you. Or if you wanted to discuss something on a Zoom call or whatever, you could just text me and say, hey, Rick, can we get up on a Zoom call or whatever? Sure. That's the reason why to do it, just so we have another means of communicating. Okay. So when I receive your email, I will send you a link and my phone number. That way you have it. And when you get that link, go ahead and create your username right away. And one thing I really want to point out real quick with the username is make sure that your the address and everything when you're creating your account, it matches your driver's license or your ID, your state ID or whatever, or depending on what your country ID, because that's one of the checks and balances that 7K has to do. They have to make sure that you say who you say you are. So when they ship out the welcome package to you, your first initial package or your first initial shipment, it has to go to the address that you supplied, which is one thing that they do have you is send a copy of your driver's license or ID, because when you're dealing with money and the possibility of earning passively in the process, they do have to, by law, they have to have that information on hand. So just make sure that, and also make sure that if you're looking at this from the passive income standpoint, you do have to be of legal working age, because you would have to file taxes, because it's when they send the weekly payments out, they don't take taxes out of it. So you're going to have to, take a certain percentage out of your taxes, out of your earnings each week, once you get to that point, to pay for taxes. Okay. So that's something I would check with your accountant or CPA and let's see what he recommends you do. But then also at the same time, once you start earning that passive income, you're officially in business for yourself, so to speak. So there are additional tax benefits to that. Okay. And that's another thing I would highly recommend you contact your accountant or CPA for that. Okay. So once you create your username, send me your username back, and then I will in turn take your username and share with the next person. Because my goal for us working together as a team is I want to make sure that everybody minimum hits the associate. So you're getting $500 a week. Okay. So, and then if, then we go from there. We go for everybody for associate, then bump them up to copper, which is $1,000 per week. And think about it, at $1,000 per week, that's $51,000 or $52,000 a year. That's something that's more than the average yearly income here in the United States. So that's quite a bit. And that's just in the process, you're actually saving for your future, and you can earn that much money. So theoretically, in theory, you're pretty much getting your silver or gold for free once you start ranking up and you start getting those passive incomes. And like I said, it just starts with one left and one right. And then, but those people will have to have the points. And I'll show you real quick how that works. Whoops. All right, just to recap the membership packages, there are three. There's standard memberships, $199, plus is $359, and premium is $499. So with each membership package, there's points attributed to it. So 50, 100, and 150. And then for your right now, this is actually changed. The basic is 105. That would be this Silver Eagle rated MS70. The variety is 139, which right now it's the MS70 US State Animal Series, so it's colorized, and it's a perfectly graded coin as well. And then the specialty, they just started in the month of July. It's a half gram of gold, and it's the State Series. So it's a State Series coin that's a half gram gold, and it's that's 179. So there is shipping and handling attached to these. So like for the basic, because right when this was introduced to me, it was like 2 weeks before Christmas. I was a little bit tight on the budget, so I just went with the standard membership and the basic. And with the basic, it's with the shipping and handling, it comes out to or shipping and insurance, it comes out to 116 a month. And so it's really, like I said, anybody, even if you're making minimum wage, if you can save $3.86 a day, that's how much it would cost to do the basic autosaver. Okay, so you can actually start building wealth, but then at the same time, when you get to the point where you're earning the passive income, then it really pays for itself in theory. Okay. And when you go to choose your month, or the autosaver, there's 5 days throughout the month you can choose. There's the 1st, 8th, 15th, 21st, and 26th. So you'll see how that way you can, as your the people, as you refer people and then people are referred, how you'll get points every week. They'll start total up. So don't really worry about so much the points, because once they start kicking in and the more people that create memberships, then the points will stack up anyways. It's just a matter of just getting a couple of referrals. Like I said, I want to help everybody here at least hit associate right away. So that's something that we can work together and say, if you know 5 or 6 people that might be interested in this, mention that in your email to me, because we might want to, we might want to discuss how we can strategically use your referral link. And, because I've been doing this for now since December. So I have a pretty good idea of how what ways to work it so that you can actually qualify quicker. Okay, because there's some people that on different teams that actually they're actually qualifying as a base or associate or a copper even before they have their autosaver shipped. Okay, now because they actually want you to create your autosaver at the beginning, that way you don't forget about doing it. But in order to qualify and keep receiving the monthly or weekly checks, you do have to stay active. Okay, and you have to have at least one purchase within the 30 days, and they do have to have points attributed to it. And the easiest way to do this with the autosaver. Okay, plus you put together a really nice collection, like with the 50 state series. If you could put together all 50 states graded MS70, perfectly graded, that would be a heck of a collection that a lot of collectors would be chomping at the bit to get a hold of. So just kind of keep that in mind. Okay, so you get the points when someone joins underneath you. You get your points on your own autosaver. So when you like say you went with the basics, you get 20 points or whatever for it, and then those points actually go to your left or right, and you control which side they go to, and I will explain that more on a separate video. So the points that you do for your purchases, those go in your downline, so to speak, are towards your passive income. And then also when someone underneath you joins, the membership points go towards you, and then when their autosavers ship or any type of time they make a purchase, those points go towards you. So that's how it keeps building up. Plus on top of their separate purchases, they have coin drops where they have really rare and limited edition coins that they share with people, and those actually have have points attached to them as well. So anytime somebody that's in your downline or somebody that makes a purchase, those points go towards you too. Plus, when you create your username, that's going to be your personal 7K website. So like back here, oops. So this here, the 7kmetals.com/rickf, that's my own personal website. So anytime you could put that on your social media, like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you want to put it. And if somebody goes there and actually sees that link and they go to make a purchase, you will get credited for that. Okay. And it also, it's an indirect way of having people create a membership, because it'll ask them if they go to make a purchase, if they have a membership, and then it kind of leads them into the opportunity to have a membership. So it's an indirect way of doing it. So you will have your own personal website. So this real quick is this is a copper, full out, blown out copper. So this is the associate. So this would be you in the first direct referral, one left and one right, and you qualify as an associate. Now there's a limitation of 2 memberships per household. The only way that there would be more is like if you owned your own personal business, and so you could have an account under your social security number, then another one underneath your business ID, tax ID. But other than that, there is a limit of 2 per household. Okay. So in this case here, like if you were on here and your wife or your husband would want to be a member, or you want to have them sign up, they would actually have to create a membership from you first. And then when you give me your referral ID, then the next person that I share your referral ID with, and they sign up, you're automatically at an associate. And I want to work together, because to working together as a team so everybody is successful. I would also want to know what your husband or your wife's referral ID is also, because like I said, we're going to work together to help everybody rank up and qualify. So in order to become a copper, so that's associate is one left and one right. A copper, here's your left and right, is your goal is to help their first 2 referrals become an associate. So you're an associate here, and then you want to have your first 2 referrals become an associate. So once they're an associate and you're an associate, then you get 2 more direct referrals. They go here and here, and that qualifies you as a copper, and you're making $1,000 per week passively. Okay. And then you just keep going from there. And I could structure this out and draw it all the way down to presidential gold, but yeah, I think you get the point here. So basically the easiest way to look at it is you want to get 2 and then help those 2 people get 2 and then get 2 more. So if you keep doing that, you will, in order, I think, to get a presidential gold, I think you have to have 15 left and 15 right. But at the same time, the people below you have to be qualifying and ranking up in order for you to move up as well. So just to recap the structure of the compensation plan. So this is the potential, and I have to have the income disclosure here because we're talking about gold, silver, and the potential to earn money. And so I do have their income disclosure here. In front, okay, the rankings are associate is $500 a week. That's one left, one right. Copper is $1,000 per week, and I just showed you that. Bronze is $2,000 a week. Silver is $3,500 a week. So at silver, you're at $3,500 a week. That's $14,000 a month. And on top of it, what 7K is doing is, like, if you hit silver within the first 90 days, and you can actually hold that for 45 days, where the people below you are staying active and getting their autosaver on that, they will actually give you a 100-ounce silver bar. And right now, the market value on that is like $3,100 or $3,200 for that 100-ounce silver bar. And that's just their appreciation for you going out and sharing this great opportunity with people. So they really incentivize a lot of this program, and they have so much to offer. And it's not just the membership, it's not just the silver and gold, it's you know, it's really a great opportunity. And I'll cover a little bit more of the benefits here in a minute. And I'm going to wrap this up real quick because we're getting closer to too long. Okay, so gold is at next is gold at 7,000 a week. Executive gold is 10,000 a week, and the presidential gold is 12,500 a week. So if you max out at $12,500 a week, you're looking at $600,000 a year, and that's just for sharing a great opportunity. So just to recap the at the time they put this presentation together, this is at the end of last October, and this goes from November when they first came in 2016 to end of October last year. At the time, all the people that were actually qualified were they either were qualified as an associate or they had the potential to receive at least a associate paycheck, but they may not have yet. But in this case here, where they at least had the potential, 92% of the members were qualified as an associate. 6% were copper, bronze were 1%, silver was less than 1%, and then gold, executive gold, and presidential gold were also less than 1%, but because the numbers are so small, they don't show them here. So it just shows you that most people just, they see the value of it, but they have difficulty sharing the opportunity. So there are different videos and stuff in the back office that you can work with to help you get people to share the information with people, and I'll share that with you guys on a separate invitation as well. Okay, a separate Zoom meeting. So just to recap their benefits, you have access to the Sound Money wallet. You have the autosaver program. Like I said, it's your own personal 401k in the form of silver and gold. You have the 7K healthcare programs. They even offer health insurance. Okay, so if you don't have health insurance, you can get it through them. Or if you do have health insurance, but you need supplemental insurance, they do offer that as well. Okay, but they're like every other company. They do have an open enrollment period, and I do not know exactly when that is, but they do offer insurance, which is really nice. So if you wanted to make this like your full-time job, you could actually just get your healthcare insurance through 7K. So they really thought of a lot of things here. You get dealer direct pricing, which means, you know, there's no markup. Plus on top, I mean, well, there's I shouldn't say, yeah, there's no, they get it, for the dealer gets it from the mint, and then they buy from the dealer. Okay, so you just have normal, a lot of times when you buy stuff from coin shops and that, it's marked up 4 or 5 times before you actually buy it, so you're paying a lot more. But in this case, here's with their dealer direct pricing, whether you buy 1 coin or you buy 100 or 1,000, you're still going to pay the same piece price, which is really nice, because a lot of places out there say, well, in order to get a certain price, you have to buy X amount. In this case here, you buy 1 or 1,000, it's going to be the same individual piece price. So that's really nice. You have 7K rare and limited edition coins. There's 1099 tax advantages. Like I said, like I mentioned, with once you start earning compensation, you're technically in business. This gold backed, they do offer a gold backed IRA, and that's really something I've never seen any. This is the first company that I've known that actually offers a gold-backed IRA. So that's something really, it's another nice incentive, nice benefit. They have the 7K Advantage Rewards, which is nice. They even have a phone app for that. You just put in your city or wherever you're at, and then it'll show you what companies have discounts and stuff that you can use on a daily basis. There's e-commerce sales, because like I said, you'll have your own personal website. That's your username, which is your referral ID as well. referral link. And then there's also residual income for life. So as long as you stay active and your people below you, the members below you stay active, you'll continue to earn that money for life. Okay, so that's where it's a great opportunity to share. So I highly encourage you to do that. Okay. Okay, so just to recap how you can get started tonight, you can go ahead and go straight to this website here, 7kmetals.com/rickf. That's if you're not worried about wanting to earn passively on the side or whatever, you can do that. But like I said, by default, at some point you will, and I'll still reach out to you. But what I prefer you to do is just send me an email at rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. Send me your name, email, your best email, your phone number, and your address if you want me to send you that welcome gift from me. And then send it to rick@silverandgoldsolutions.org. When I get to your email, I will send you a link. Go ahead and create your username right away and send that back to me. That way I have the opportunity to take your username and referral ID and share that with other people so we can start getting everybody qualified. Okay. So I really hope you enjoyed this presentation. I want to thank you, and I'm sorry this went even a little bit longer than I expected to go, but I really appreciate your time, and I wish you the best of luck in all that you do. And even if you do not do this right now, or you decide you don't want to do it, at least you have the information of how, what precious metals can do for you. Okay. As far as saving long-term and how it's going to maintain its value. And that's the main thing, is maintaining its purchasing power. And then gold and silver have shown that over the course of time that they always have. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me at that email address. And if not, I look forward to talking to you again soon. And like I said, if you have any questions, or even if it's something that you like a month or two down the road or something, you say, hey, Rick, I want to go ahead and start this. Just let me know. Send me an email. So say my email address. And then also, if you're in one of those countries, if you're in a country that's not yet on the part of the program, as far as 7K's intention is to have this go global. So if you're at a country that's not on that list, still send me an email and say, hey, Rick, can you let me know when 7K becomes available in our country? And I'm already running a current list for everybody who contacts me. So don't, feel free to reach out with that as well. So I want to thank everybody again for the time. Hope everybody has a great rest of their night. And I look forward to talking with you soon. Take care. Bye.